Hi, this is Ivey, the Fulfillment Artist, and this video is going to be a little bit different. This is why I decided to be a fulfillment artist and what made me make the decision to do it full time. So I remember, previously, for those who knew me in another life, I was also a business owner, but doing things that were slightly different, right? I had an import and export business, and I was running an app in Silicon Valley. Now, I ended up having a very life-changing moment where I lost my father, and that was a very paramount turning point for me, where I started to reevaluate, and I sort of put things on hold, and I was like, whoa, like, what is it that really matters in life? And I feel fortunate that it happened then, because it gave me the perspective that I needed to make the changes that were true to myself to allow me to live the life that I'm living now. Because if that didn't happen, I don't think that I would have made a decision to start doing what I'm doing full time. And let me explain, because when I was running that business, the purpose of running a business for me really was to make the business successful so then I could inspire more people, inspire them to take their life to a new level, inspire them that, you know what, no matter what issues you're facing in your life, you can overcome them. And I really wanted to be an inspiration. However, this is what I previously thought. I thought I had to achieve success and have a successful business in order to inspire people. Now I've come to know that, and I call this a term. It's the when I have this, then addiction. So let me explain. How often in our lives do we say, when I have this, then I will do this? When I have more money, then I will give more to charity. Funny as you just spend the money, right? When I have a successful business, then I will get a relationship. When I have an 8-pack, then I'll start going on dates. But first I need to get the 8-pack first and then go on dates. There's all these things that we believe we have to do as a prerequisite to what we really want. And I started to realize that for myself, and I was thinking, okay, that's all good and well, but I didn't take action on it. When I lost my dad, that made me sort of reevaluate, and I was like, okay, what do I do now? And then I was still unsure, right? Because I didn't have the decision capabilities like I do now when I make a decision. I'm just thinking, holy shit, I have no idea. I've got my team, I'm building a business, I can't quit that. I was like, oh, I need some clarity. So I do what anyone does. I decided to do a course. So I remember going online, I remember doing a life purpose course. I was like, this will give me clarity. And I literally spent a week. I mean, this course was long. What I wanted to do was get to the end, and like a sentence on my life purpose. I had to go through all this bloody malarkey. I'm like, all these questions, and for myself, I'm like, right, if I'm going to do it, I'll do it properly. So I start going through, and then I finally get to the end, and I get that purpose, and I'm like, right. Knowing this is what I want to do in life, I can't achieve it doing what I'm doing now because I don't know if I'm going to get that to the level that I want to be able to do this. Why don't I just quit that and maybe focus on being, the fulfillment artist, or being a speaker, or being like I don't think the term fulfillment artist was born that. It was just me wanting to inspire people. And that was it. And I remember going in and saying, right, quit my business, told my business partner, and I was like, right, now I've got to make this work. And burning that bridge of, quitting the business, saying, you know what, not 3 months, I'm just going to do it, was scary, scary. And I remember sitting there, I was shaking, I was really unsure. But it's in those moments where we are uncomfortable that true growth occurs. And for me, that was an incredibly uncomfortable moment. Yet it's from that I made the decision, and then the journey began. And I remember diving into, right, what on earth am I gonna preach to people, chat to people about? I remember making a framework, and then starting to deliver it, and then starting to charge, and then saying, I can give back, but I also need to make a living from this. Like, how do I make a living? And then all the sort of questions tumbled forward from that. But ultimately, it stemmed from that decision of, you know what, I'm going to make this work. Like, I don't care what happens. What I want to be able to do is to make that impact on people, to keep doing it, to get paid to do it, and to ultimately really impact people on a high level. And the belief that was there was, I can see other people are doing this, right? Like just because they're older. I mean, how long have they really been doing this for? I speak to people all the time and they're like, oh, I've been doing this a few years, but they're in their 50s. But because they look older, it seems like they have more experience, but do they really if they've been in a job for like 30 years doing the same thing? So this is where I said, you know what, maybe this makes me different, and I started to look into my strengths as opposed to weaknesses. And as opposed to questioning myself all the time, I started to say, you know what, I trust myself, I've got this, I know where I'm going, I can make this happen. And through that decision, making that vision and just tunnel visioning on what it was that I wanted to create, I started to make that decision and move it forward. So for yourselves right now, maybe there's a decision that you need to make. Maybe you need to decide, you know what, enough is enough, it's time to make a decision. And maybe you won't have a massive moment that'll change your life. Maybe you won't have a crisis that will happen where you lose someone close to you, or someone gets cancer, or one of those big life-defining moments. Maybe that won't happen for you. And if it doesn't, I kind of feel bad because and it's not that I want something bad happen to you, it's that it helps with that perspective. Because you can learn through me, but when it happens to you, then you can really get that shift. So the only thing that I can urge you to do from this is, if there is something that you want to do, please be true to yourself and go do it. Do it in a smart way. Don't be an idiot. Don't be like, right, Ben says quit, let's quit and go do whatever I want. Do it in a smart way, get some clarity, but make the steps towards what you want to do full time, and to make that life sensational. Because it's only when you start doing that we really start to live life and just have an extraordinary lifestyle as opposed to the average one most people settle for. With that said, comment with any questions. What decision have you made? And give it a like if it was helpful. I look forward to speaking to you guys soon.